Hey everybody, this is GGB. Oh, we're getting a snow game, ladies and gentlemen. We getting a snow game. That is so hype. That is so hype right now. But we get the Big 12 49ers at home going against the Conference USA Texans. This is going to be the 6 seed versus the 11 seed matchup. We're going to get the 7 versus 10 later, which is the MAC Rams traveling to the Independence Chiefs. We have a chance for a snow game there as well. But we get a snow game in San Francisco, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I'm so hyped. I could not be more hyped about this right now. Conference USA Texans, they lost the first time, right? And this is possible that they lose again. Conference USA is not the strongest team in the world. They have some really good players. They really do. Aaron Jones is a phenomenal player. There's some good Conference USA players. I say that. T.Y. Hilton's really good. I'm just thinking of the offense. The defense also it's a solid unit. You have Conference USA, you have rushing the passer Trey Hendrickson and Marcus Davenport both. So, I mean, this is a good enough team. And the Big 12 has had problems with the 11th seed in the past. But I'm excited to see it. This is the chance to be a really good game. I think the snow and the wind plays more into Conference USA's hands than it does the Big 12. Big 12 has more of a passing game, although to be fair, when we watched them, when I watched them before, this game that got deleted, Joe Mixon was a powerhouse. He was their offense, and I'm excited to see if that happens again. This is going to be Texans ball, first off. This is going to be returnable, obviously. He's going to get it about the 28-yard line, 29-yard line to mark him. And it's going to be, the kicking game's going to be really interesting. Justin Tucker's the best kicker in the league, obviously, so real advantage there. Taylor Heinicke, I'm actually really kind of excited to see how Heinicke does in this role. Last year, was it Jeff Driscoll? I'm trying to think. I think it was Jeff Driscoll who was their starting quarterback. But this year, they actually have an improvement in Taylor Heinicke. I'm excited to see what he can do with this team. Maybe we can have conference here. We had the AAC make it to their first ever divisional round. Maybe we'll get Conference USA to do the same thing. The first time in 11th seed, they'll win. Under center here is Taylor Heinicke. He's going to go handoff up the middle. Aaron Jones has a huge hole. He's going to get to about 10 yards in that play. They bring up 2nd and inches. And this should be the category. If you're the Conference USA Texans, the Big 12 defense isn't the strongest thing in the world. Now, to be fair, they carried them to a Conference championship last year. 2 tight ends set here, it looks like, again, for the Conference USA Texans under center. They're going to go handoff up the middle. Another sizable hole for Aaron Jones. And if I'm going to be honest, this is what I would ride. I feel like the defense being really good last year for the Big 12, that was more of a fluke than anything else, and more just certain things playing into their skill sets. They have a very good secondary, and let's be honest, the SEC and the Big 10 both attack through the air a lot. That's how both their offenses worked last year. A more ground-oriented offense is really going to hurt them, and we'll see if the Texans take advantage of that. Shotgun here for Heinicke. This is going to be the first pass of the ball game. He has time. He's going to scramble out. He's going to loft it up there. He's just going to throw the ball away. He had some running room there if he wanted to take the risk. And it's like Taylor Heinicke to take the risk. I'm surprised that he just threw that ball away. It's very rare that he just throws balls away. He normally tries to make a play out of something, and he could have made a play out of that. 2 tight ends set here. Tyler Heinicke under center. He takes the snap. It's actually going to be a pass. He's pressured. He has some time, but he's eventually going to be sacked. Quandre Diggs back there to make the play. Bringing up a 3rd and 18. He had plenty of time to get that ball away, but fortunately he gets sacked. Quandre Diggs with the blitz. He had time there. He did have time to try and find. The offensive line held up about as well as you can expect Conference USA's line to hold up against the Big 12 pass rush. Again, they're significantly outmatched in this game. It is not all that close, all things considering, but they definitely have some players that are really good, and they have a chance of winning this game, although not the best. Shotgun here for Taylor Heinicke. He takes the snap. 4-man rush. He has plenty of time. He fires it underneath to his running back, Aaron Jones. Just find some yards, get it to that midfield, let your punter try and pin the Big 12 defense. actually a really good decision there by Heineke. The second down decisions were the best in the world. I think in first down, he had room. He could have run and picked up some amount of yards. And then obviously on second down, he had time. He had a good amount of time to try and make a play there. But third down, take what you can get. That was about 11 yards. And that makes your punter situation a lot better. And you have a chance to pin him deeper. Now, Matthew Fox is their punter? Maybe Jack Fox. He's going to take the snap. And he punts the ball away. That ball's going to land about the 10-yard line. They mark it out at the 14. It's not a bad punt by any means. But if your defense needs some luck. Because Patrick Mahomes is the quarterback, Joe Mixon's the running back, and those two combination it's pretty lethal, not to mention Mark Andrews at tight end. Now, the receiving core is not the strongest in the world. Tyler Lockett's a very good option, but after that, there is a significant drop-off in talent. Marquise Hollywood-Brown is your number 2 receiver. You have CeeDee Lamb. So there are some options, but it's definitely, of the 6 teams that can win a championship, they definitely have the weakest receiving core. Shotgun here for Big 12. He's going to go handoff up the middle to Joe Mixon. He definitely has a lot of running room. And you can see this is what happened a lot. The game that was canceled. Kevin Byard's a great player. And if you're going to win this game, you're going to need your defense to step up in a huge way. And I mean like a huge way, because the chances of winning this game, they're not the highest in the world, and you're going to need different players to step up in big ways. This is not the AAC and Mountain West, where they are very close overall-wise. There's a significant gap between the two. Now, can they win? Most definitely. Under center here is Patrick Mahomes with 2 tight ends on the field. They're going to hand off to Joe Mixon. He has some running room, and he's going to take it for about 8 yards. And this is what happened all of last game. Almost every single play was very similar to that. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes was pretty good as well, but it was definitely the Joe Mixon show. He had about 150 rushing yards, I believe, in that game. He was absolutely dominant. There was no way anyone could stop him. Empty set here, though, for Patrick Mahomes. 4-man rush. He has time. He fires it underneath to a wide open, I want to say Lockett. Let's see. Marquise Hollywood-Brown. And honestly, Marquise Hollywood-Brown was probably the most, I don't want to say useless, but he was ineffective, to say the very least. I'm going to be interested to see if that changes here. 2 tight end set, Patrick Mahomes under center, Joe Mixon lined up behind him. They're going to go run again to Joe Mixon, and Joe Mixon's going to push his way for about a 5-yard gain. 6-yard gain, Trent Williams got hurt, and that is going to be an important injury moving forward for the Big 12. Trent Williams is a very important player for them, 71. That's his number. I'm going to keep an eye out to see if Trent Williams ever comes back. But if they do make it past this game, they kind of need Trent Williams. He is such a cornerstone for that offensive line. If you're the Big 12, these aren't real people, so you should be actually kind of excited about this injury. It is better. It is a good injury for you to take advantage of. Trent Williams is their best offensive tackle, so bringing in a backup offensive tackle is going to make the entire line worse. Under center here is Patrick Mahomes. He's going to run up the middle again with Joe Mixon, and he's going to be stopped just short of that line to gain, bringing up a 3rd and 1 situation. It's really going to be hard to kind of notice when Trent Williams comes back into the game, because again, normally you recognize it by them making a play or something, but offensive linemen rarely make plays, although I think it's 73 on the end. Under center here, fullback on the field. They're going to hand off up the middle. He has some running room. He has a good amount of running room. He's going to get about 7 yards on that play, bringing up a 1st down. And Joe Mixon's averaging about 7 yards per carry, which is not what you want for Conference USA. You've only forced Patrick Mahomes to throw it once. And I don't know what you're saying. Patrick Mahomes has only thrown once. That should be a good thing for your team. But unfortunately, it's not. This Big 12, obviously the Niners are a run-oriented offense. And you pair Joe Mixon with that run-oriented offense, you have a chance at winning a Conference of Champions again. Back-to-back years. No one's won it in back-to-back years. But to be fair, no one's won it twice. Under center here, Patrick Mahomes. 1 tight end set. He brings Lockett in motion. They're going to fake hand off to Lockett, hand it to CeeDee Lamb, and he's going to get tackled for about a yard gain. Great play made there by Kevin Byard. Kevin Byard is their best defensive player, and it's not all that close. So if they're going to have any chance to win this game, obviously Kevin Byard has got to play like the safety he is. So he's got to play well. Shotgun here for Patrick Mahomes. One tight end, actually no tight end. So he takes the snap. He has plenty of time. He fires it underneath to Lockett, I believe. And Lockett's going to get tackled. I believe he gets that first down. He did get the first down. So this drive for the Big 12 is going extremely well so far. I think they faced 1/3 down, maybe. I don't know. But this drive is going about as well as you could possibly expect it to. Under center is Patrick Mahomes. Looks like a 3 tight end set here. They're going to hand off to Joe Mixon on the edge, and he's going to get tackled. Oh, he fumbled the ball. And it's recovered by the Big 12. So that would suck because they ended up getting 7 yards. They have something that would only be 2 yards. But that was a huge mistake, and if you're Conference USA, you kind of needed that to fall your way. You need them to make some mistakes, and that was one that you could have gotten. Honestly, I think that might have been on the ground. And I think if it's recovered by anyone else except for the Big 12, I think it's overturned. But unfortunately for Conference USA, since it's not a turnover, it's not going to be judged automatically, and no one's going to waste a challenge on that. So that's unfortunate, but 2 tight end set here with Holmes under center. Looks like possibly a 5-man rush for the Conference USA. They only bring 4. He has time, but he's going to get sacked. He goes straight into Trey Hendrickson, and Trey Hendrickson gets a sack. And Hendrickson is a really good player. And I'm going to be interested to see as the game goes along if he's going to affect it at all. Trey Hendrickson is a really great pass rusher for Cincinnati. And to be fair, I don't know how often they're going to have a chance. And he was going against Orlando Brown, I want to say. Yeah, and he's a good offensive tackle. Don't get me wrong. But I kind of wonder what would have happened on that play if Trent Williams was in the game. If they would have even gotten that sack. Shotgun here, 3rd and 7, chance for a huge stop for the Conference USA Texans. He's going to scramble out of the pocket. He's going to scramble back into the pocket. He's going to hit while he's thrown, and that's almost intercepted. Oh, that should have been intercepted, and that's one you kind of need to make a play on, if I'm going to be honest. Great defensive pressure. The defensive line's doing a great job early on against the pass, getting some pressure on some of these throws. Already has a sack. That was a pass that should have been picked, honestly. It goes straight into your hands, and if you're 38, I don't know who that is, if I'm going to be honest, but if you're 38, you need to make a play on that ball. You need to intercept that. It's going to be interesting, though. This is normally a chip shot, but the wind and the snow might make it more difficult. Justin Tucker's kick is up, and it is definitely good, and this Big 12 49ers take an early 3-0 lead, but that definitely could have been worse on that drive for the Conference USA Texans, and yeah, I mean, I know it didn't go. This isn't the start you want, obviously. Going down 3-0 when you got the ball first is never an ideal situation. But you're going against the Big 12 49ers, who are significantly better than you. And you had a promising opening drive until the sack. And you were able to stop them. Your defensive line showed some great promise in getting pressure on the passer. You almost picked them off. I mean, there's a lot of benefits. There's a lot of good things to view that drive. This is going to be returnable, definitely. He's going to bring it to about... Oh, he's still going all the way to the 35-yard line. Great return there. Great return. From the 1st and 10. 35-yard line. Wow, that was a great return. It looked like you're going to get stopped at the 25. He ran straight through that. Looks like Joel Igbounwe might be hurt, and that one's going to be a tough one to judge if he ever comes back. It probably won't matter. Considering Conference is likely to lose this game. I'm being realistic, but I'm also being hopeful. If they do somehow win this game, Joel, whatever his name is, it's not going to be a huge loss, but it's going to be significant enough. They're going to bring Aaron Jones in motion. That kind of messed him up. 2 tight end set here. They bring 4-man rush. He goes quick pass. He just kind of misses his target to the tight end, which actually might be a blessing in disguise because he looked rather well covered up. And if he had forced that ball in there, that could have easily been intercepted by the Big 12. So brings up a 2nd and 10. Honestly, don't know why they went away from the run game. It was working every single snap they tried it. Shotgun, though, for Taylor Heineke. He's going to go pass again. He has plenty of time back there. He's eventually sacked, but he had all the time in the world if he didn't scramble out of the pocket for no reason. Jerry Hughes gets the sack, so good things for Jerry Hughes, but brings up a 3rd and 16. You had forever back there. You could have just stood there. Instead, you run straight into Jerry Hughes. That's a bad decision. Honestly, the offensive line so far, the biggest surprise to me has been Conference USA's offensive line. I knew the Big 12 offensive line was going to be good. Sorry. But I expected Conference USA's to be bad, and it's been holding up pretty well so far, but that is obviously as I say that was a horrible thing that just happened, but another sack is going to force another punt, and honestly, you got to feel for this big Conference USA defense. You just held them to a field goal after a long drive. Great defensive pressure there by, I think, Ogba, but I'm not positive. But brings up a 4th and 25. Definitely going to have to punt this ball away, obviously. But they went on a long drive. You force a field goal, and then your offense immediately goes super far backwards and has to punt the ball away back to his team. Great punt, though, by Jack Fox. Great punt. Absolutely phenomenal punt. That went a long way, all things considered. That was one of the better things we've seen from Conference USA players this evening. Outside of the defense, the offense has left a lot to be desired. Aaron Jones, if you just get the ball to him, honestly, every single time he touched the ball, he was productive, but they have shied away from that for some reason. But 1st and 10 for the Big 12 49ers. If Joel Igubunuwe comes back from that injury, that would be kind of cool, but I don't know. Under center here is Patrick Mahomes. He's going to bring his guy in motion. He's going to go handoff to Joe Mixon, and he's going to get quickly tackled for about no gain. And honestly, I think the Conference USA has made some adjustments, and I don't know what the heck's going on with the cameraman. He looks super drunk right now. Jeff, are you okay? I don't know what the hell you're doing, but they've made some adjustments to make this better. Under center, fullback on the field, they're going to go handoff up the middle. Joe Mixon had a huge hole, but he's going to be tackled just short of that first down marker. Great play made by Azeez Al-Shaair. Azeez Al-Shaair is another underrated player for this Conference USA team. They have some solid players on their team, on their defensive side of the ball. 3rd and inch is going to be interesting. I think they probably picked this up, but they're going to go shotgun here. Like one tight end on the field is not Mark Andrews. They're going to go hand off to Joe Mixon. That's a smart move. And Joe Mixon fights his way to about an 8-yard gain. So, yeah, I mean, they've been kind of killing it on the ground. But to be fair, like, Conference USA has made some adjustments that have dampered. They've put a damper. It hampered this problem. It's not as big of a problem as it once was. But it's definitely not something not to worry about for this Conference USA team. Big 12 is definitely running a good amount on them, but they've been able to stop it. At least they've stopped the bleeding a little bit. Under center is Patrick Mahomes. Fullback Andrew back on the field. They're going to outside handoff. And he's going to get tackled for only about a 2-yard, 3-yard gain. They mark it as a 4-yard gain, actually. But Kevin Byard there with the tackle. As you can see, Kevin Byard is kind of all over this field early on already. And that's because they're going to need him to be if they want to win this football game. They need Kevin Byard to be an elite safety in this league. Shotgun, Patrick Mahomes. One tight end set here, I think it's Andrews on the field. They're going to go handoff at the middle. Joe Mixon, he's going to get tackled just short of he gets back up, and he gets tackled again. So he's going to be about 2 yards short because he got up and they got tackled again. If he had not done that, he was going to be about a couple inches short. Now he's 2 yards short. That's going to be a notable difference because I understand 3rd and 2. You still probably run it with Joe Mixon up the middle, and he still probably gets it. But 3rd and inches is almost a guaranteed that you get it. 3rd and 2 is a little bit less so. Conference USA definitely made this 3rd down significantly harder by him getting back up. But under center here is Patrick Mahomes. Fullback Andrew Beck on the field. They're going to go handoff up the middle. Joe Mixon. He's going to have to fight. And I think he got actually bring Chris Carson onto the field. And they get the first down with Chris Carson. But Larry Ogunjobi does make a good tackle to stop it from being very much at all. And it was pretty close, honestly. Good defense played there by Larry Ogunjobi and Neville Hewitt, but unfortunately it's just not enough to stop him from getting the first down. 1st and 10 coming up. Under center here is Patrick Mahomes, 2 tight end set. Chris Carson, I believe, back there this time. They're going to hand off. He's immediately going to get stopped on the outside. Great play that made there by Alex Highsmith. Alex Highsmith's a name that I think you should probably hear a good amount. Alex Highsmith's a player that I think could be young and up and coming for this Conference USA Texans roster. I don't know the Conference USA Texans. It's probably going to be a different team next year. It's a different team every year for Conference USA. Shotgun for Patrick Mahomes. He's going to play action to Joe Mixon. He has some time, although he's eventually going to be pressured, and he's going to fire it deep. That's going to be, that should have been intercepted. That should be Patrick Mahomes' second interception, if I'm going to be honest, at the game. That should have been intercepted right there. And honestly, the defensive line is getting pressure. It was there. It was almost a sack. And if that's a bright side for the Conference USA Texans to take away from, even if they lose this game, but if Marcus Davenport gets a higher overall, and maybe if Trey Hendrickson does too, you could have an elite pass rushing duo there. Shotgun, Patrick Mahomes, 3rd and 9. This is an important down. They're bringing 4-man rush. He has some time. He fires on the run, and they had him short, but a nice little spin move there by, I believe, Tyler Lockett gets the first down. Second catch of the ball game for Tyler Lockett. And honestly, it's going to be important. Tyler Lockett's an important part of their offense. He's probably their most important asset as a passing team. But there is definitely some things to like early on here by the Conference USA Texans defense. Shotgun here, they're going to hand off to Joe Mixon, and he's going to get stopped for only about a 3-yard gain there. And honestly, Conference USA, outside of a couple runs by Joe Mixon early on and mixed in every now and again, they've done a pretty good job of stopping Joe Mixon, as well as you can expect this team to do. Under center here is Patrick Mahomes, 1 tight end set with fullback on the field. They're going to hand off at the middle. Joe Mixon's going to fight his way through. That's like one of those runs that, that was not handled the best it could have been. You could have tackled him at the line of scrimmage. But about as well as Conference USA's defense has been playing about as well as you could possibly expect early on. Outside of a couple dropped interceptions that would have changed this whole feeling of the game. Like, if they come up with both those, if you pick off Patrick Mahomes 2 times and he's 2 of 4 with 2 interceptions for 20 yards, that feels suddenly like you have a very good chance of winning this football game. 2 tight end set with Andrew Beck on the field. Their fullback, 1st and 10, under center is Patrick Mahomes. They bring a fullback in motion, maybe Jeff Swain, I think Blake Jarwin. They're going to hand off at the middle to Joe Mixon. He's going to get tackled for only about a 5-yard gain, maybe a 4-yard gain, and they mark it a 4-yard gain. And again, Alex Highsmith with a tackle. That's about as well as you could reasonably expect the Conference USA Texans to hold to when Joe Mixon's running the ball. 1 tight end set here under center is Patrick Mahomes. He takes the snap. It's going to be a throw. He has time. He fires it underneath to Mark Andrews, I believe. He's going to get tackled just at the first down marker, probably a 1st and goal. I'm going to bring up a 1st and goal. It's coming to the end of the first quarter. This is probably one of the quickest first quarters I've ever done. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think this has the possibility of being a really good low-scoring game. We'll see, though. Under center here is Patrick Mahomes. He has a 3 tight end set here going on. They're going to go handoff up the middle to Joe Mixon. He has some running room. He's going to get tackled just short of the first down marker. I think they probably get a touchdown next play. We'll see if that next play is going to take place next episode or this episode. But anyways, I had a really fun time doing this with you guys. I hope we get more views on this one than the last one. We'll see. Fullback on the field and Andrew back. Under center is Patrick Mahomes. He's bringing his tight end in motion. That's going to be the end of the first quarter, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, this is GGB, and good luck to both teams.